I felt the poison burning my throat before I even swallowed. My 3-month belly cramped hard. Blood pooled under my chair at my own family dinner table. My husband's mother smiled at me across the table like she knew I was dying, like she wanted my baby dead. My mafia husband wasn't there to save me. Not yet. The wine tasted wrong. Bitter. Like metal and death. I looked down at my pregnant belly, 3 months, barely showing, and felt the first cramp tear through me like a knife. My vision blurred. The faces around the dinner table swam. My mother-in-law's smile grew wider. My sister-in-law whispered something in Italian I couldn't understand. Blood started dripping down my legs onto the marble floor. I tried to scream, but my throat was closing. My phone buzzed. One text from my husband, on my way home. But he didn't know what they'd done. He didn't know his own family just tried to kill his wife and his unborn child. When he found out, he would burn the world down. If you're ready to hear the entire story, every twist, every heart-stopping moment, every secret revealed, hit that subscribe button right now. And here's the thing. Drop a comment below telling me where you're watching from, because tomorrow I'm bringing you another story that's just as wild, just as unbelievable as this one. Trust me, you do not want to miss what happens next. I'd been practicing my smile for 2 hours, the kind that said, I belong here, the kind that didn't show fear. Crescian's mother sat at the head of the table like a queen, her sharp eyes cutting through me every time I looked up. His sister, Vespera, whispered to her husband in rapid Italian. They didn't bother translating. They never did. I was the American, the outsider, the woman who somehow convinced Crescian Valdemonte to put a ring on my finger. Thessaly, cara, his mother said, her voice dripping with honey that tasted like venom. You look pale. Are you feeling well? I pressed a hand to my stomach. 3 months, barely showing. Nobody knew yet except Crescian and me. We were waiting for the right time to tell his family. Tonight was supposed to be that night. I'm fine, Signora Valdemonte, I said. My voice sounded small in the massive dining room. She smiled. It didn't reach her eyes. You work too hard. My son spoils you with too much responsibility. Here, drink some wine. It will help you relax. She poured it herself. Deep red, almost black. She slid the glass across the white tablecloth toward me. Everyone was watching. Vespera, her husband, the underboss, Marco, who sat to my left like a statue. I picked up the glass. The weight felt wrong in my hand. Too heavy, like it carried something more than wine. To family, Signora Valdemonte said, raising her own glass. To family, everyone echoed. I brought the glass to my lips. The smell hit me first. Bitter, metallic, wrong. But everyone was staring, waiting. I couldn't insult her. Not tonight. Not when I was about to tell them about the baby. I sipped. The liquid burned, going down. Not the warm burn of alcohol. This was different. This was fire and poison and something dying inside me. I set the glass down too fast. It clattered against the plate. My vision blurred at the edges. Thessaly? Marco asked. His voice sounded far away. I looked down at my stomach. My 3-month belly that nobody could see yet. A cramp ripped through me like someone had shoved a knife between my ribs and twisted. I gasped. My hand shot to my abdomen. The word caught in my throat. Another cramp. Worse. So much worse. I felt something wet between my legs. Warm, sticky. I looked down. Blood. It dripped onto the white marble floor. Slow at first, then faster. A pool forming under my chair. Oh, God, I whispered. Oh, God, the baby. I looked up at Signora Valdemonte. She was smiling. Really smiling this time. Like she'd been waiting for this moment. Like she'd planned it. What did you do? I choked out. My throat was closing. The room spun. What did you give me? Vespera leaned back in her chair, crossing her arms. You should have stayed in America. Thessaly, I tried to stand. My legs gave out. I crashed to the floor, my hands slamming against the marble. The blood was everywhere now, spreading, staining. My baby's blood. Cressian, I whispered. He wasn't here. He'd been delayed at a meeting. He'd texted me 30 minutes ago. On my way. Love you. My phone was in my purse. On the chair. So far away. I crawled toward it. My vision went dark at the edges. The cramps were constant now. My body was rejecting everything. The wine. The poison. The baby. No. No, not the baby. Please, God, not my baby. Marco stood up. I thought he'd help me. Instead, he stepped over me like I was trash on the sidewalk. Clean this up, Signora Valdemonte said to one of the staff. And call an ambulance. Make it look good. I reached my purse. My fingers closed around my phone. I tried to unlock it, but my hands were shaking too hard. Blood smeared across the screen. Everything went black. The last thing I heard was Signora Valdemonte's voice, cold and satisfied. American trash. She was never going to survive this family. What happens when Cressian finds out what his mother did? Drop a comment and let me know if you think Thessaly and the baby will survive. Beeping. Machines. Voices shouting. I opened my eyes. White ceiling. Bright lights burning my retinas. Pain everywhere. My stomach felt like it was being torn apart from the inside. She's awake. A woman's voice. Nurse, maybe. Thessaly, can you hear me? Squeeze my hand if you understand. I squeezed. Barely. Good. You're at St. Catherine's Hospital. You've been poisoned. We're doing everything we can. Poisoned. The word echoed in my skull. Images flashed. The wine. Signora Valdemonte's smile. Blood on white marble. My baby, I croaked. My throat felt like sandpaper. Please, my baby. The nurse's face softened. That look. I knew that look. It was pity. We're monitoring the fetus. The doctors are... The door slammed open. Cressian filled the doorway. He was covered in blood. Not his blood. Someone else's. His suit jacket was gone. His white shirt was soaked red. His hands were dripping. Thessaly. My name broke when he said it. He crossed the room in 3 strides. His hands cupped my face. They were still wet with blood. I didn't care. I'm here, he whispered. His voice was shaking. Cressian Valdemonte, the most dangerous man in 3 states, was shaking. I'm here, amore. I'm so sorry. I'm so goddamn sorry. The baby... I couldn't finish. Tears streamed down my face. He pressed his forehead to mine. I know. They told me. They're trying to save our baby. A doctor rushed in. Young. Nervous. He looked at Cressian and went pale. Mr. Valdemonte, we need to... Tell me... Cressian's voice was dead calm. That was worse than shouting. Tell me everything. The doctor swallowed. Your wife was poisoned with arsenic. A significant dose. It's in her bloodstream, attacking her organs. The fetus is in severe distress. We're administering chelation therapy to bind the poison, but... What? Cressian stood. His presence filled the room like a storm. The baby might not survive the treatment. And if we don't treat her aggressively, Mrs. Valdemonte will die. Silence. Cressian turned to me. His dark eyes were wet. I'd never seen him cry. Not once in 3 years. Save her, I whispered. If you have to choose, save me. No. His hand closed around mine. No. You're both surviving. Do you hear me? Both of you. He turned to the doctor. Do whatever it takes. Use every resource in this hospital. I don't care what it costs. The doctor nodded and rushed out. Cressian pulled a chair to my bedside. He sat. He didn't let go of my hand. Who did this? I asked, even though I already knew. His jaw clenched. Tell me. Your mother. The wine. She poured it herself. Vespera was there. Marco. They all watched me collapse. They didn't help. My voice cracked. They wanted me dead, Cressian. They wanted our baby dead. Something changed in his eyes. something dark and final. He stood. Where are you going? To handle this. Cressian. I grabbed his wrist. They're your family. He looked down at me. His expression was cold, empty. You're my family. That baby is my family. They stopped being family the second they put poison in your glass. He leaned down, kissed my forehead. I'll be back before morning. What are you going to do? He didn't answer. He just walked out. The door closed behind him with a soft click. I knew what he was going to do. I'd married a monster. I'd always known. But he was my monster. And right now I needed him to be exactly what he was. The machines beeped. My baby's heartbeat on the monitor. Faint. Struggling. Fighting. Hold on, I whispered, pressing my hand to my stomach. Just hold on a little longer. Daddy's going to fix this. Outside, I heard shouting. Engines starting. Men moving with purpose. Cressian Valdemonte was going to war. And his own family had started it. Do you think Cressian will go through with killing his own mother? Tell me in the comments what you'd do in his position. Cressian sat in his car outside the hospital. Engine off, hands gripping the steering wheel so hard his knuckles went white. His wife was dying upstairs. His unborn child was fighting for life. And his own blood had done this. His phone buzzed. Dante, his enforcer, the only man he trusted completely. Boss, I'm at your mother's estate. Security footage is ready. I'm coming. Cressian drove through the city like death itself. Red lights meant nothing. Speed limits were suggestions. Other cars swerved out of his way when they saw the black SUV coming. 20 minutes. He made it in 12. Dante met him at the door. 6'4", built like a tank, covered in tattoos that told stories of 20 years in the family. He looked sick. Boss, you need to see this. They walked through the marble halls to the security room. Screens everywhere. Cameras covering every angle of the estate. Dante pulled up the footage from tonight's dinner. Watch the timestamp. 7:43 p.m. Cressian leaned forward. There was his mother in the kitchen. Alone. She opened a cabinet, pulled out a small vial. White powder. She looked around, making sure nobody was watching. Then she poured it into a wine glass. His mother's hands were steady. No hesitation. She'd done this before. Or she'd practiced. Keep watching, Dante said quietly. The footage switched to the dining room. His mother carried the glass herself, set it directly in front of Thessaly, smiled at her, said something. The audio was off, but Cressian could read lips well enough. You look pale. Drink some wine. It will help you relax. His vision went red. There's more, Dante said. He pulled up another screen. Your sister. 7:38 p.m. 5 minutes before your mother poisoned the wine. Vespera stood in the hallway talking to the head of security. She handed him an envelope. Cash. Thick. The security guard nodded and walked away from his post. Away from the cameras that would have caught everything in real time. She paid him to disappear, Cressian said. His voice was hollow. Yeah. And it gets worse. Dante pulled up a third screen. Marco, your underboss. 7:52 p.m. Right after Thessaly collapsed, Marco stood in the foyer on his phone. The timestamp showed he waited 4 full minutes before calling emergency services. 4 minutes, while Thessaly bled out on the dining room floor. He was laughing, actually laughing while he made the call. Cressian stood, his fists clenched at his sides. Who else? That's it, just the 3 of them. Everyone else at dinner had no idea. They're clean. My mother, my sister, my underboss. Cressian's voice was ice. A conspiracy against my wife, against my child. Dante stepped closer. Boss, I know what you're thinking, but if you do this, if you kill your own mother, there will be consequences. The other families will see it as weakness, as chaos in your organization. Cressian turned, looked Dante dead in the eyes. Do you have children? You know I do. 2 daughters. If someone poisoned your wife while she was pregnant, what would you do? Dante didn't hesitate. I'd burn the world down. Then you understand. Crescian walked to the door. Stopped. Send the footage to every capo in the organization. Let them see exactly what happened. Let them see why I'm about to do what I'm about to do. I want no confusion. No rumors, just facts. Yes, boss. And Dante? Lock down the city. Nobody gets in or out, especially not my mother, my sister, or Marco. I want them here, in this city. Where I can find them. Dante pulled out his phone. Started making calls. Crescian walked through his mother's mansion, the place he'd grown up, the place where he'd learned to be a man, where his father had taught him the rules of this life. Honor, loyalty, family above all. But his father was dead, and his mother had just tried to murder his wife and unborn child. Family above all? Not anymore. He climbed the stairs to his mother's private wing. Her bedroom door was closed. Light underneath. She was awake, probably celebrating, probably thinking she'd gotten away with it. He didn't knock. He kicked the door open. His mother sat at her vanity, brushing her hair. She didn't even flinch, just looked at him in the mirror. Crescian, I thought you'd be at the hospital. I was. How is the American girl? Still alive? The way she said it. So casual. So cold. Like she was asking about the weather. Barely, Crescian said. The doctors say she might not make it. The baby definitely won't. His mother set down her brush, turned to face him. That's unfortunate. But perhaps it's for the best. You can marry properly now. A good Italian girl. Someone from a family we can trust. Someone who can give you legitimate heirs. Crescian stared at her. This woman who'd given birth to him, who'd raised him, who'd held him when his father died. She was a stranger. Did you really think I wouldn't find out? He asked quietly. Something flickered in her eyes. Fear, maybe. But it was gone in a second. I don't know what you mean. The security footage, Madre. I've seen all of it. The powder in the wine. Vespera paying off the guards. Marco delaying the ambulance. I know everything. She stood, straightened her spine. Then you know why I did it. That woman is not fit to be a Valdemonte. She's American. She has no family, no connections, no power. And that baby, that half-breed child, would have weakened our bloodline forever. Crescian pulled his gun from his waistband. You tried to kill my wife. I tried to save this family. You tried to kill my child. His mother's face hardened. I did what your father would have done. I protected our legacy. Crescian chambered around. The sound echoed in the silent room. My father would have put a bullet in you the second you touched what was his. His mother's eyes widened. You wouldn't dare. I'm your mother. Your blood. You stopped being my mother the second you poisoned my wife. He raised the gun. Will Crescian actually pull the trigger? Comment below and let me know if you think he'll kill his own mother. Subscribe so you don't miss the next chapter. It's going to be brutal. Chapter 4, Thessaly's Fight. The pain came in waves. Each one worse than the last. I couldn't tell if the machines were beeping faster or if time was just slowing down. The nurse, her name was Maria, she'd told me 3 times, but I kept forgetting, held my hand while the doctors worked. You're doing great, Thessaly, Maria said. Her voice was too bright, too cheerful. People only sounded like that when things were bad. How's the baby? I asked again. I'd asked every 5 minutes for the past hour. Still fighting. Heart rate is stabilizing. That's what you said 10 minutes ago. Maria's smile faltered. The doctor will update you soon. I closed my eyes. The poison was still in my system. I could feel it. Like ice in my veins. Like something foreign and wrong trying to kill me from the inside out. Images flashed behind my eyelids. Memories I'd tried to forget. 6 months ago. Crescian's mother at our engagement party. She'd pulled me aside. You don't belong here, girl. This family will chew you up and spit you out. 4 months ago, Vespera at a family dinner. She'd whispered something to her husband in Italian. He'd laughed and looked at me like I was a joke. When I'd asked Cressian to translate later, he'd said it was nothing, but I'd seen the anger in his eyes. He'd known. 2 months ago, Marco cornering me in the hallway after a meeting. American women don't last long in this world. They're too soft, too weak. You should leave while you still can. They'd been warning me, or threatening me. I'd been too stupid to see the difference. Another cramp ripped through me. I screamed. Maria pressed the call button. "We need the doctor. Now." The door burst open. Not a doctor. Dante. Cressian's enforcer. He looked panicked. "Where's Cressian?" I gasped. "He's handling things." Dante's eyes darted to the machines. "How's the baby?" "Fighting." I grabbed his arm. "What's he doing, Dante? What's he going to do to them?" Dante looked at Maria. "Give us a minute." Maria hesitated, then nodded and stepped out. Dante pulled a chair close, leaned in. "He's seen the footage. All of it. Your mother-in-law poisoned you. Vespera helped. Marco delayed the ambulance. I already knew. But hearing it out loud made it real. Made it hurt worse. He's going to kill them," I whispered. "Yes. All of them? Yes." I should have felt something. Horror, maybe. Guilt. But all I felt was relief. "Good." Dante's eyebrows rose. "You mean that?" "They tried to murder my baby." My hand pressed against my stomach. "They wanted my child dead because I'm American, because I'm not good enough for their precious bloodline. So yes, I mean it. I want them dead." The door opened. The doctor. Young. Exhausted. He had that look doctors get when they're about to deliver bad news. "Mrs. Valdemonte, I need to be honest with you. The arsenic levels in your blood are dropping, but not fast enough. Your kidneys are failing. Your liver is damaged. And the baby—" He paused. "The fetal heart rate keeps dropping. If we don't do something drastic in the next hour, you're both going to die." What are my options? My voice was steady. Calmer than I felt. "Emergency cesarean? We remove the fetus now. It's only 12 weeks. It won't survive outside the womb, but it might give your body a chance to fight off the poison without the added strain. So you're saying, kill my baby to save me?" "I'm saying it's your only chance." I looked at Dante. "Call Cressian. He's in the middle of—" "I don't care. Call him." Now, Dante pulled out his phone. Dialed. It rang twice. Then, Cressian's voice. Rough. Distant. "What?" "It's Thessaly," Dante said. "She needs to talk to you." Dante handed me the phone. I pressed it to my ear. "Cressian?" "Amore." His voice cracked. "Are you okay?" "The doctor wants to do an emergency C-section. Says it's the only way to save me. But the baby won't survive." Silence. I could hear his breathing. Heavy. Like he'd been running. Or fighting. "What do you want to do?" he asked finally. "I don't know. I don't want to die. But I don't want to kill our baby either." "Thessaly, listen to me." His voice was fierce. Protective. "You survive. You hear me? I need you to survive. We can have more children. But I can't lose you. I won't." Tears streamed down my face. "I'm scared." "I know. I'm scared too. But you're the strongest woman I've ever met. You're going to fight, and you're going to win. And when I get back, I'm never letting you out of my sight again." "What are you doing right now?" Another pause. "Ending this. So it never happens again." I heard something in the background. A scream. A woman's scream. High-pitched. Terrified. Then a gunshot. Then silence. "Cressian." "I have to go. But Thessaly, I love you. More than anything in this world. You and that baby are my life. And anyone who tries to take you from me will burn." The line went dead. I handed the phone back to Dante. Looked at the doctor. "Do the surgery. Save me. You're sure?" I wasn't. But I had to choose. And Cressian was right. I had to survive. "I'm sure." The doctor nodded. Rushed out, nurses flooded in, prepping me. Hooking up 4S, moving fast. Maria squeezed my hand. You're doing the right thing. Was I? I didn't know. All I knew was that in 20 minutes, my baby would be gone. And somewhere across the city, my husband was burning down everything and everyone that tried to hurt us. Cressian, I whispered as they wheeled me toward surgery. Please come back to me. What would you have done in Thessaly's position? Save yourself or risk everything for the baby? Drop your answer in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe, because Cressian's revenge is just getting started. Cressian's mother didn't beg. He'd give her that. She stood in the center of her bedroom, spine straight, chin high, like a queen facing execution. You won't do it, she said. Her voice was cold, certain. I'm your mother. I gave you life. You owe me everything. Cressian raised the gun. His hand was steady. No trembling, no hesitation. I owe you nothing. You tried to kill my wife. My child. That American whore is not worthy of... The gunshot echoed like thunder. The bullet went through her shoulder. She screamed and dropped to her knees. Blood bloomed across her silk nightgown. Her name, Cressian said quietly, is Thessaly, and she is more worthy than you will ever be. His mother clutched her shoulder. Blood poured between her fingers. You shot me. Your own mother. That was a warning. The next one goes through your heart. He stepped closer, stood over her. Tell me why. Why did you do it? She looked up at him. Her eyes were filled with hate. Pure, venomous hate. Because you were supposed to marry Giuliana Ricci. We had an agreement with her family, a union that would have made us the most powerful organization in the country. But then you brought home that American trash and ruined everything. So you poisoned her. I tried to save you from your own weakness. You're thinking with the wrong parts, Cressian. That woman has made you soft. Made you forget who you are. Who the first am. Cressian laughed. No humor in it. I'm the man who built this empire from nothing after father died. I'm the man who eliminated every rival who stood in my way. I'm the man who controls half this city. And you think I'm weak because I chose to love someone? Love is weakness in our world. No, madre. Love is the only thing worth fighting for. Everything else is just power, and power without purpose is meaningless. His mother spat blood on the marble floor. You sound like your father. He was weak too. That's why he died. Something snapped inside Cressian. What did you say? You heard me. Your precious father. Killed in that car accident 5 years ago. Except it wasn't an accident, was it? The room went silent. Cressian's blood turned to ice. What are you talking about? His mother smiled. Even bleeding, even dying, she smiled. I had him killed, Cressian. I arranged the whole thing. He was going to step down. Make you boss. But he wanted to go legitimate. Clean money, legal businesses. He was going to destroy everything we'd built. So I eliminated him. The gun felt heavy in Cressian's hand. You killed my father. I saved this family. Just like I tried to save you from that American bitch. Cressian pulled the trigger. The bullet went through her other shoulder. She collapsed completely, writhing on the floor. Where's Vespera? He asked. His voice was hollow, empty, like all the emotion had been burned out of him. Safe. Somewhere you'll never find her. Dante, Cressian said into his phone without taking his eyes off his mother. Find my sister. I don't care where she is. Bring her to me. Already on it, boss. She's at her penthouse. Packing a suitcase. Looks like she's planning to run. Stop her. Yes, boss. Cressian hung up. Looked down at his mother. She was crying now, finally showing weakness. Please, Cressian. I'm your mother. I did everything for you. You did everything for yourself. He crouched down beside her. You killed my father. You tried to kill my wife and my unborn child. You betrayed everything this family stands for. This family stands for power. This family, Cressian interrupted, stands for loyalty. And you have none. His phone buzzed. A text from the hospital. From Dante? Surgery started. Thessaly went under 5 minutes ago. Doctors say 50-50th chance. 50-50. His wife might die because of the woman bleeding on the floor in front of him. Did you know, Kreshin said quietly, that arsenic poisoning is one of the most painful ways to die? Your organs shut down slowly. Your body tears itself apart from the inside. It can take days, weeks if the dose is right. His mother's eyes widened. What are you? I'm not going to shoot you, Madre. That would be too quick, too merciful. He stood, pulled a small vial from his pocket. The same vial from the security footage. The same powder she'd used on Thessaly. He'd taken it from her cabinet on the way up. I'm going to give you exactly what you gave my wife. No, Cressian, please. He grabbed her jaw, forced her mouth open, poured the powder down her throat. She choked, gagged, tried to spit it out. He clamped her mouth shut until she swallowed. There, he said, releasing her. Now you'll know exactly what Thessaly felt. Every cramp, every moment of agony, every second of terror, wondering if you're going to die. His mother curled into a ball, already feeling the effects. You're a monster. You made me one. Kreshin walked to the door, stopped. By the way, I'm having this room sealed. No one in, no one out. You're going to die here, alone, in the same place where you planned my wife's murder. Seems fitting. Cressian! Her scream followed him down the hallway. Please, I'm sorry. He closed the door, locked it from the outside, called one of his soldiers. Board up this room. Nobody goes in, nobody comes out. Not until I say so. Yes, boss. Cressian walked through his childhood home one last time. Every room held memories. His father teaching him to shoot in the basement. His mother, back when she was human, reading to him before bed. Christmas mornings, birthday parties. All of it was a lie. He stepped outside. The night air was cold, clean. He could still hear his mother screaming from the second floor. Dante pulled up in a black SUV. Vespera's at the warehouse. Marco's in the trunk. Cressian climbed into the passenger seat. How's Thessaly? Still in surgery, no updates yet. Cressian checked his watch. She'd been under for 20 minutes. The surgery would take at least an hour, maybe 2. Plenty of time to finish this. Drive, he said. The SUV pulled away from the mansion. In the rearview mirror, Cressian watched the windows light up as his soldiers boarded up his mother's room. He didn't feel guilty. He didn't feel anything except the cold, calculating need to protect what was his. Thessaly was his. That baby was his. And anyone who threatened them would burn. Cressian just poisoned his own mother. Do you think he went too far? Or was it justified? Let me know in the comments. And hit that subscribe button because the next chapter is going to be even more brutal. Vespera and Marco are next. The warehouse smelled like oil and rust and fear. Vespera was tied to a chair in the center of the empty space. Her designer dress was torn. Her perfect makeup was streaked with tears. When she saw Cressian walk in, she started crying harder. Cressian, thank God. Please untie me. These men, they dragged me from my home. I know, I ordered them to. Her face went pale. What? Cressian circled her slowly, hands in his pockets. Calm? Did you really think I wouldn't find out? The security footage shows everything, Vespera. You paid off the guards. You helped Madre poison Thessaly. No, I didn't. Don't lie to me. His voice cracked like a whip. The sound echoed through the warehouse. I've seen the footage. I know what you did. Vespera sobbed. She made me do it. Madre said if I didn't help, she'd cut me off. No money, no house, nothing. I had no choice. Everyone has a choice. Please, I'm your sister, your blood. We grew up together. Remember when you taught me to ride a bike? When you scared away my first boyfriend? We're family. Cressian crouched in front of her, looked her dead in the eyes. You stopped being my family the second you helped poison my pregnant wife. I didn't know she was pregnant. Would it have mattered? Vespera's silence was answer enough. Cressian stood, pulled out his phone, pulled up a photo. Thessaly, in the hospital bed. Tubes everywhere. Machines keeping her alive. Blood-soaked sheets. He showed it to Vespera. This is what you did. My wife is dying because you chose money over her life? Vespera turned her head away. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Sorry doesn't fix this. Crescian walked to the corner where Dante stood guard over Marco. The underboss was on his knees, hands tied behind his back, face already swollen from Dante's fists. Marco, Crescian said, my trusted underboss. Second in command. The man I built this empire with. Marco spat blood on the concrete. She was always going to be a problem, boss. Too soft, too American. She was making you weak. Weak! Crescian kicked him in the ribs. Hard. Marco collapsed, gasping. I took this organization from my father's broken empire and turned it into something real, something powerful. And you think I'm weak because I chose to marry a woman I love? Love is a liability in this business, Marco wheezed. Then why are you still alive? If I'm so weak, why haven't you tried to overthrow me? Marco's eyes flickered with something. Guilt, maybe, or calculation. You were planning it, weren't you? Crescian realized, that's why you helped with the poisoning. You thought if Thessaly died, I'd break, I'd lose focus, and you could take over. Marco didn't deny it. How long? Crescian asked quietly. How long have you been planning to betray me? 2 years. Since you brought her home, 2 years. His underboss had been plotting against him for 2 years. The man he'd trusted with his life, his business, everything. Crescian pulled his gun. Any last words? Yeah. You're going to lose this war. The other families already think you're weak. Killing your own mother and sister? They'll see it as chaos, as an opportunity. They're going to come for you, Crescian. And when they do, you'll wish you'd listened to me. Maybe, Crescian said. But at least Thessaly will be safe. He fired. 1 shot. Clean. Marco dropped like a stone. Vespera screamed. Oh God, you killed him. He tried to kill my wife. Crescian turned back to her. Just like you did. Please, I'll do anything. I'll leave the country. You'll never see me again. I'll disappear. You're right. You will. Crescian pulled out his phone. Called someone. Bring the gasoline. 2 soldiers walked in carrying red canisters. They started pouring fuel around the perimeter of the warehouse. The smell was overwhelming. Acrid. Final. Vespera struggled against her ropes. What are you doing? Crescian? What are you doing? Making sure this ends tonight. Making sure no one ever comes after my family again. You can't burn me alive. I'm your sister. You tried to kill my child. The soldiers finished. Stepped outside. Crescian was the last one in the building. He stood at the door. Looked back at Vespera one more time. She was still beautiful. Still looked like the little girl he'd protected all those years ago. But that girl was gone. Replaced by someone who'd chosen greed and cruelty over loyalty. Goodbye, Vespera. Crescian. Please. He dropped a match. The warehouse exploded into flames. Orange and gold and red, devouring everything. Crescian stood outside and watched it burn. Watched the smoke curl into the night sky. Listened to his sister's screams fade into silence. His phone buzzed. A call. The hospital. His heart stopped. He answered. Yes? Mr. Valdemonte. This is Dr. Chen. The surgery is complete. Is she alive? A pause. Too long. Way too long. She's alive. But there were complications. Is Thessaly going to make it? What about the baby? I woke up to white. White ceiling, white walls, white sheets. Everything sterile and clean and empty. For a moment I forgot where I was. Then the pain hit. A dull, throbbing ache in my abdomen. My hand shot to my stomach. Flat. Empty. The baby was gone. The sob tore out of me before I could stop it. Raw and broken and filled with everything I'd been holding back. My baby. My 3-month baby that I'd barely even felt kick yet. Gone. Thessaly, Crescien's voice. Rough, exhausted. I turned my head. He was sitting in a chair beside my bed, still wearing the same blood-stained clothes from before. His face was covered in ash and soot. His eyes were red-rimmed. He looked like he'd aged 10 years in one night. "Baby?" I whispered, even though I already knew. His face crumpled. "I'm so sorry, amore. I'm so sorry." I closed my eyes. Let the tears fall. It's my fault. I chose the surgery. I killed our baby. No. Crescien grabbed my hand. His grip was almost painful. "You did what you had to do to survive. The doctor said if you hadn't done the surgery, you both would have died. At least this way. At least you're here. But our baby isn't—" He had no answer for that. He just held my hand while I cried, while my body shook with grief for the child I'd never get to hold. "Where's your mother?" I asked finally. My voice was hollow. Empty. Crescien's jaw clenched. "Dead. She died an hour ago." I should have felt something. Shock. Horror. Guilt. But I felt nothing except a grim satisfaction. How? I gave her the same poison she gave you. Let her die the same way she tried to kill you. Vespera? Marco? Dead. Both of them. I looked at him. Really looked at him. This man I'd married. This man who'd just slaughtered his entire family to protect me. His hands were still stained with blood. Literal blood from his mother, his sister, his underboss. "Are you scared of me?" he asked quietly. "Now that you know what I'm capable of?" I thought about it. I should have been terrified. Should have been planning my escape. But all I felt was safe. Protected. "No. I'm not scared of you. Maybe you should be—" "They tried to kill our baby, Crescien. They deserved what they got." I squeezed his hand. "I would have done the same thing, if I could have." Something shifted in his expression. Relief, maybe, or recognition. Like he'd been waiting to see if I'd reject him, if I'd run from what he'd become. The door opened. Dr. Chen walked in, looking nervous. He glanced at Crescien like he was afraid of being the next victim. "Mrs. Valdemonte, I'm glad you're awake. How are you feeling? Like I've been poisoned and had my baby cut out of me?" Dr. Chen winced. "I'm sorry. We did everything we could." "I know." I took a breath. "What's the damage? What do I need to know?" "The arsenic caused significant damage to your kidneys and liver. You'll need dialysis for at least a month while your organs heal. There's also—" He paused, looked at Crescien, then back at me. "There's a possibility you won't be able to carry another pregnancy to term. The trauma to your uterus was extensive." The words hit like bullets. No more children. The baby I'd lost might have been my only chance. "How much of a possibility?" I asked. 70% chance of future miscarriages or complications. 70%. Almost certain I'd never have Crescien's child. "Thank you, doctor," Crescien said. His voice was ice. "You can leave now." Dr. Chen practically ran out of the room. I stared at the ceiling. So not only did they kill our baby, they took away our future children too. "We don't know that for sure. The doctor said there's a chance." 30%, Crescien. 30% is nothing. It's not nothing if we're part of that 30%. He moved from the chair to the edge of the bed, took both my hands. "Listen to me. I don't care if we never have children. I don't care if it's just you and me for the rest of our lives as you're alive, as long as you're with me, nothing else matters. Your family needed an heir. My family is dead, except for you. You're my family now. You're all I have left." I looked at him, this dangerous, violent man who just committed genocide for me. "What happens now?" "Marco said the other families would see this as weakness. They'll come after us." Crescien's expression hardened. "Let them try. I've already sent word to every family in the region. I've shown them the security footage. They know what my mother, sister, and underboss did. They know I had justification. And if they don't care about justification, then I'll eliminate them too." He leaned closer. "I'm done playing by the old rules, Thessaly. The rules that say blood is sacred. The rules that say family comes first. You come first. Always. And anyone who threatens you will die. I don't care who they are. A knock on the door. Dante stepped in, looking grim. Boss, we have a situation. The Ricci family is demanding a meeting. They're saying you violated the truce by killing Marco without commission approval. Crescent stood. Tell them I'll meet tomorrow. They want it tonight? Too bad. My wife just woke up from surgery. They can wait. Dante nodded and left. I grabbed Crescient's arm. Be careful. They're going to use this against you. I know. But I'll handle it. He kissed my forehead. You just focus on getting better. I'll take care of everything else. That's what I'm afraid of. I pulled him closer. Promise me something, anything. Promise me you won't die. Promise me I'm not going to wake up tomorrow and find out you started a war we can't win. He looked into my eyes. I promise. I'm not leaving you, Thessaly. Not now, not ever. We're going to survive this. Together. I wanted to believe him. But as he walked out of that hospital room, covered in ash and blood, heading toward a meeting with families who wanted him dead, I couldn't shake the feeling that this was just the beginning. The poisoning was over. But the real war was just starting. What do you think will happen at the meeting? Will the other families accept Crescent's explanation, or will they use this as an excuse to destroy him? Drop your predictions in the comments and subscribe so you don't miss the next chapter, because things are about to get even more dangerous. Chapter 8, The Choice. I'd been in the hospital for 3 days when they came for me. Crescient had gone to the commission meeting. Dante stayed behind with 6 soldiers guarding my room. But it wasn't enough. I was half asleep when I heard the first gunshot. Then another. Then screaming. I sat up too fast. Pain tore through my abdomen. The surgical incision wasn't healed yet. Dante burst into the room. We need to move. Now. What's happening? The Ricci family. They're hitting us. Hard. They've got men in the hospital. More gunshots. Closer now. Right outside my door, Dante pulled a gun from his waistband. Handed it to me. You remember how to use this? Crescient had taught me to shoot a year ago. Said I needed to know how to protect myself in his world. I'd thought he was being paranoid. Turns out he was right. Yes, I said, taking the gun. The weight felt wrong in my hand. Too heavy. Too real. The door exploded inward. 2 men in black suits, guns raised. Dante shot the first one before he could fire. The second one aimed at me. I pulled the trigger. The recoil knocked me back against the bed. The man dropped, blood spreading across his white shirt. I'd just killed someone. My hands were shaking so hard I almost dropped the gun. Good shot, Dante said. But we need to move. There's more coming. He helped me out of bed. I was still in a hospital gown, trailing 4 lines and catheter tubes. Dante ripped them out. I gasped at the pain. Sorry. No time. We ran into the hallway. Bodies everywhere. Crescient's soldiers, hospital staff, patients, all caught in the crossfire. The white floors were streaked with red. This way, Dante pulled me toward the stairwell. We were on the 4th floor. Too high to jump, too exposed to stay. Another man appeared at the end of the hall, raised his gun. Dante shoved me behind him and fired. The man went down, but not before getting a shot off. It hit Dante in the shoulder. He grunted, but kept moving. You're hit. I'm fine. Keep moving. We made it to the stairwell. Started descending. My legs were weak. The surgery had taken more out of me than I'd realized. Dante practically carried me down the stairs. 2nd floor. A door burst open below us. 3 more men. They saw us. Started climbing. Thessaly, listen to me, Dante said. He was breathing hard. Blood soaking through his shirt. When I tell you to run, you run. Don't look back. Don't stop. Get to the parking garage. My car is in spot B-7. Keys are in my pocket. I'm not leaving you. You don't have a choice. He shoved his keys into my hand. Then he turned and faced the men climbing toward us. Run. Now. I ran. Behind me, gunfire erupted. I heard Dante shouting, heard bodies hitting concrete. I didn't look back, couldn't look back. I just ran. Ground floor. Through the door. Into the hospital lobby. More chaos. People screaming. Security trying to control the situation. I pushed through the crowd. Nobody stopped me. Just another panicked patient in a hospital gown. Parking garage. Level B. Spot B. 7. A black Mercedes. I unlocked it with shaking hands. Climbed in. Started the engine. My phone was gone. Lost somewhere in the hospital. I had no way to call Cressian. No way to tell him what was happening. I drove out of the garage. Into the night. My hands were covered in blood. My own and the man I'd killed. My hospital gown was soaked through. I looked like death. Where was I supposed to go? Not back to our house. The Ricci family probably had it surrounded. Not to any of Cressian's properties. They'd be watching those too. I drove aimlessly for 20 minutes. Then I realized where I needed to go. The one place nobody would think to look. My old apartment. The place I'd lived before I married Cressian. I'd kept the lease. Sentimental reasons. Now it might save my life. I parked 2 blocks away, walked through the shadows. Every sound made me jump. Every car that passed could be them. I made it to the building, climbed the stairs to the 3rd floor, my old apartment. Door 3. The key was still under the mat. I unlocked the door. Stepped inside. Everything was exactly how I'd left it. Dust covered, quiet, safe. I locked the door, barricaded it with furniture. Then I collapsed on the floor and cried. For my baby. For Dante. For the man I'd killed. For the life I used to have before I became part of this violent world. My phone rang. Wait, I didn't have my phone, but I heard ringing. I followed the sound, found an old burner phone in a drawer. Cressian had given it to me months ago. Emergency only, he'd said. I'd forgotten about it. I answered. Hello? Thessaly? Cressian's voice. Panicked. Desperate. Where are you? Are you safe? I heard about the hospital. Dante's dead. 6 of my men are dead. Please tell me you got out. I'm safe. I'm at my old apartment. Stay there. Don't move. I'm coming to get you. Cressian, they tried to kill me. The Ricci family. They came into the hospital and... My voice broke. I killed someone. I shot a man, and he's dead, and... I know, Amore. You did what you had to do. You protected yourself. I'm so proud of you. Dante died protecting me. Silence. Then I know. He was a good man, the best, and he died doing what he was supposed to do, keeping you safe. What are we going to do? They're going to keep coming. Let them come. Cressian's voice turned cold. Lethal. I'm ending this, tonight. The Ricci family thinks they can come after my wife? They're about to learn what happens when you threaten a Valdemonte. Please be careful. I will. Just stay where you are. Lock the doors. Keep the gun close. I'll be there in an hour. And Thessaly, I love you. More than anything in this world, I love you too. The line went dead. I sat in the darkness of my old apartment, gun in my lap, blood drying on my hands, and waited for my husband to come home. Outside, somewhere in the city, a war was starting. And I was no longer just the wife of a mafia boss. I was part of this now, part of the violence, part of the blood. I'd killed to survive, and if I had to, I'd kill again. Thessaly just became a killer herself. Do you think she can handle this life, or will it destroy her? And what will Cressian do to the Ricci family? Leave your thoughts below. 6 months later, I stood on the balcony of our new estate, watching the sun set over the city. The city Cressian now controlled completely. The Ricci family was gone, wiped out in one brutal night. Every member, every soldier, every business, erased like they'd never existed. Cressian had kept his promise. He'd ended it. But the cost had been high. I heard footsteps behind me, felt his arms wrap around my waist. His hands rested on my stomach, my very pregnant stomach. How are you feeling? he asked, pressing a kiss to my neck. Heavy, tired, terrified. Terrified? That something's going to go wrong again. That we're going to lose this baby too. Cressian turned me around, looked into my eyes. Nothing is going to happen to this baby. I've tripled security. We have guards on every floor, cameras everywhere. Nobody gets near you without my approval. You can't control everything, Cressian. Watch me. He smiled. That rare, genuine smile he only gave me. Besides, you're part of that 30%. The doctor said this pregnancy is healthy, strong. Our son is going to be fine. Our son. We'd found out 2 months ago. A boy. An heir. Everything his family had wanted, except he'd be raised by parents who'd been forged in blood and fire. Do you ever regret it? I asked. Killing your family? Starting a war? Cressian didn't hesitate. No, they tried to take you from me. They would have succeeded if I hadn't acted. I'd do it again in a heartbeat. Even knowing what it cost, the war with the Ricci family had been brutal. We'd lost 40 men. Good men, loyal soldiers who died protecting us. Dante's death still haunted me. I saw his face in my dreams, heard him telling me to run, even knowing what it cost, Cressian confirmed. Because the alternative was losing you. And I can rebuild an empire. I can't rebuild you. I leaned into him. Let his warmth chase away the cold memories. Your mother was wrong, you know, about love being weakness. I know. Love made you stronger, made you more dangerous, more focused. Love made me realize what actually matters. His hand pressed against my stomach, feeling our son kick. Power means nothing if you have no one to protect. An empire means nothing if you're ruling it alone. The door opened. One of our guards stepped out. Boss, the new capos are here for the meeting. Cressian had restructured the entire organization after the purge. New leadership. New rules. Loyalty to him and me above everything else. Anyone who had a problem with an American woman as the wife of the boss had been given a choice: accept it or leave. Most accepted. The ones who didn't were dealt with. Tell them I'll be there in 5 minutes, Cressian said. The guard nodded and left. You should go, I said. They're waiting. They can wait. This is more important. He knelt in front of me, pressed his ear to my stomach. Hey, little warrior, it's your papa. I just want you to know you're going to have everything I didn't. A mother and father who love each other, a family built on loyalty, not betrayal. And you'll never have to wonder if you're safe. Because I'll burn down anyone who tries to hurt you. I ran my fingers through his hair. This man who'd killed his own mother for me, who'd started a war to protect me, who'd rebuilt an empire just so our son would have something to inherit. He's going to be just like you, I said softly. God, I hope not. I hope he's like you, strong, brave, capable of loving even when it's terrifying. I think he'll be both of us. The best parts and the worst parts. Cressian stood, kissed me deeply. I have to go, but I'll be back in an hour. Don't leave this floor. I won't. I learned my lesson. He smiled, started to walk away, then stopped. Thessaly? Yeah? Thank you. For what? For not running. After everything I did, everything you saw, you could have left, could have gone back to your old life. But you stayed. You chose this. Chose me. I walked over to him, took his hand, placed it back on my stomach. You're my family now, Cressian. You and this baby. And in this world, family is everything. He kissed me again. Longer this time, like he was trying to memorize the moment. Then he left. I heard him in the hallway, his voice commanding and cold as he gave orders to his men. I returned to the balcony, looked out over the city. Somewhere out there were people who wanted us dead. Rival families, enemies we hadn't even met yet. Threats we couldn't predict. But we'd survived the worst. The poisoning, the betrayal, the war. We'd lost our first child but gained something stronger, a bond forged in violence and blood. A love that couldn't be broken because it had already been tested by fire. I pressed my hand to my stomach, felt our son moving, fighting, living. Welcome to the family, little one, I whispered. We're a mess. We're dangerous. We're broken in 1,000 ways. But we survive. And we protect each other. Always. Inside, Crescian was building an empire for our son. An empire built on the ashes of everyone who'd tried to destroy us. An empire that would be passed down through generations of Valdemontes. And I was no longer the American outsider. I was Thessaly Valdemonte, wife of the most dangerous man in the city, mother of his heir, and survivor of a family dinner that should have killed me. They'd tried to poison me, tried to erase me, tried to make me disappear. Instead, they'd turned me into exactly what they feared most, a woman strong enough to stand beside Crescian Valdemonte, a woman willing to kill to protect her family, a woman who'd been forged in blood and fire and had come out the other side stronger than ever. I touched my stomach one more time. Your grandmother tried to kill you before you were even born. But she failed, and now you're going to inherit everything she tried to take from us. Poetic, isn't it? The sun disappeared below the horizon. Night fell over the city. Our city now, the Valdemonte Empire, and we were never letting go. That's the end of Thessaly and Crescian's story. What did you think? Drop a comment, telling me your favorite moment from this entire journey. And if you want more stories like this, filled with danger, romance, and revenge, hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments what kind of story you want to see next. Thank you for being here. Until next time.